Good morning. Okay, so what we are looking at today is non-perfect squares. So looking at the paper in front of you, that should be in your notebook, okay? It says there are only a few perfect squares. You've already taken a test on this. You've already rocked it. You've already shown me that. The square roots of other whole numbers are irrational. So things like this. If I put in my calculator, these are kind of what I'm going to see. So what we're looking for today is how can we get that without a calculator? So there will be no calculators on this, okay? So it says, which is not a perfect square? So when you took that test, did you see 1? Did you see 4? Did you see 5? Did you see 9? One of them you did not see. It was 5. Do the same thing with these 4 numbers. Which one did you not see? 23. Do the last 2. All right, you should have gotten 66 and 108. Okay? Now we're going to look at the next page. It says, here are your perfect squares. You already have them written down. So it says the positive square root of 7 falls between what two whole numbers? So if I put the square root of 7 right here, where does 7 fall between? 4 and 9. Does that make sense? 7 falls between 4 and 9. What is the square root of 4? 2. What is the square root of 9? 3. So it's going to fall between 2 and 3. Okay, now it asks about 19. So which two of these numbers does 19 fall between? 16 and 25. What is the square root of 16? 4. What is the square root of 25? 5. So the square root of 19 would fall between 4 and 5. Okay, moving on. Square root of 41 falls between which two? 36 and 49. Square root of 36 is 6. Square root of 49 is 7. So 6 and 7. Square root of 64, my bad. Square root of 81. The square root of 64 is 8. The square root of 81 is 9. So which two does it fall between? 8 and 9. Try and do the square root of 103 by yourself. Get it to this, right, where you have two whole numbers. And then we'll do the next step together. All right, so you should have had 100 and 121. So it's between a 10 and 11. So somewhere in here. Okay, now we're going to get a little bit more specific. Okay, the square root of 170 falls between which two perfect squares? Which two perfect squares? 169 and 196. So this is in between 13 and 14. Is 170 closer to 169 or closer to 196? It's closer to 169. So that means if you were looking at a number line, it'll be closer to 13. So we're going to do 13.1 times 13.1. Did I do adding wrong? I apparently added wrong. So 1, 3, 1, space, 3, 9, 3. That's where I went wrong. All right. So this should be 171. I don't think we're going to get any closer to that. So in here, we're going to put 13.1. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for the square root of 224. That is going to be in between 196 and 225. That is going to be in between 14 and 15. Is it closer to 14 or closer to 15 on a number line? 15, good. So I'm going to have some number that's really darn close to 15. See how 14.9, if I rounded it, would be 15? That's what I'm looking for, a higher number. So that's 1, 8. I'm going to do better math this time. All right, let's see how bad my math was. Apparently this should be 222.01. So it is closest to 14.9. Okay, so that's what you're doing.